We're here with Dr. Murray McLaughlin, the Executive Director of Bioindustrial Innovation Canada. Murray, you've just spoken to the International Symposium for Bioplastics, Biocomposites, and Biorefining on the subject of building a successful bioeconomy. How do you go about doing that?
Well, when you go about that, you go about it with a lot of patience, understanding that it takes time, because that's a critical part that a lot of people don't have the patience to let you do that time. So if you look at somebody like Sarnia, we've been at it for 8 years. Sarnia is getting to the point that they are a cluster. I think there's still a lot of work to do. The cluster development never stops, but it takes the patience, it takes financing, it takes the right people. I mean, that's probably the best mix of having that, and then having a community that's on the side of saying this is where we need to get to.
At this conference, Murray, people from around the world are hearing this message about what's happening in the bioeconomy. How do you think Ontario stacks up on an international basis?
Well, I think Ontario and Canada stack up very well internationally, and the reason for that is as you move to the bioeconomy, you need biomass. You know, we are gradually learning how to utilize our biomass, and from a Canadian perspective or an international perspective, we are one of the fortunate countries that have large volumes of biomass that we can use to convert to basically making sugars and sugars to chemicals, or even just taking the lignin and the fibers and moving them to biomaterials. So we've got lots of capability there. Still a lot of research and development to go on to really maximize the benefits of those. But because of that, people are looking at Canada as a place to do business in the future because of that biomass. So it's an opportunity for us to capture.
After a decade of working in the bioeconomy, Murray, what do you see going forward?
Well, I think going forward, we're going to, obviously the governments, provincial governments and the federal governments are really moving to a carbon pricing scheme. Here in Ontario, they're talking about cap and trade. The federal programs are still being analyzed or what they want to be doing, but it'll be because governments, provincial governments control the environment. They're the ones that will make the decisions on how they do that, but the federal government can give guidelines. I think the importance in my mind is to get that right, because if we do it right, we'll see continued growth of the green and sustainable and bioeconomy technologies, and not displacing but partnering with the petroleum industry, in my mind, to reduce carbon use, to reduce that CO2 exposure that's causing us the climate change issues. And so we can be global experts and global leaders in doing that if we do it right. And don't chase the industry away in putting wrong policies in place. So I'm hoping that we'll see that, and I'm pretty comfortable that we will, and we'll get it right, and we'll see that continued growth of the bioeconomy here in Canada in partnership with existing industries.